Sports Park, where the Summer of Baseball live coverage team, BMAC and I'm Harrow, are bringing you the grand final of the Under-18s State League Baseball competition for New South Wales. Yes, we're starting late. It's just gone 12:30 and we had that first pitch after torrential rain overnight, something like 37 millimetres of rain falling here right on the Blacktown baseball fields. And a good job was done last night by people from Macarthur Orioles, putting the covers out, and of course Blacktown venue management staff this morning getting this ground ready to play. And the first out there on ride, and that is Solomon Maguire. Sorry, it's not Solomon Maguire, James Natai out there, I believe. Mix up with numbers, I've got different numbers and different names here. James Natai steps in now. It is Andrew Johnston that was out there. Number 84, Andrew, the second baseman, the first out there on a strikeout. For ride, batting in the top of the innings, Andrew Johnston, 1 up and a 1 down on a strikeout. Standing K, and 1 out there for ride. James Natai in there now, the shortstop for ride, with the number 70 uniform on. You'll see him on that centre field shot, just taking a few hacks there, getting himself set ready for the next pitch. I'll bring you the lineup, the defensive lineup for Baulkham Hills very, very shortly. With this game underway, we won't go through some of the normal preamble that we would, but as you can see, this grand final for under-18s is between the Baulkham Hills Kookaburras and the Ryde Hawks right here in front of us. The sun breaking out only in the last 15 minutes to give us some fantastic shots, and a nice sunny afternoon of baseball expected. Of course, this game just starting at 12:30 will be followed immediately after completion by the third grade grand final, and then game 1 this evening of the first grade grand final championship series here from Blacktown International Sports Park, and that will be between the Vikings and Blacktown. And that will start after the third grade game is completed. Obviously everything running a little late, all 9 innings games of course, and game 1 of the first grade series lifted into centre field there by James Natai. The centre fielder out there for Baulkham Hills is Solomon Maguire. Solomon Maguire gets that second out on a fly ball to deep centre field, fly position 8 for those that are scoring, and that brings up the second out there on Ride's top of the lineup. Third batter up for Ryde Hawks now steps into the plate, and that is the number 15, Luke Livian. Luke Livian looks in now. The pitcher for Baulkham Hills, Clayton Campbell, has a good look into his catch and he's got those signs, and throws first pitch for a strike on Livian. I'll bring you the umpiring lineup soon as well. And we'll just start right for the next batter. May well be in the change of innings. Ground ball to second baseman there. Gets it across to the first baseman. Brings up the third out. Shuts down the Ryde attack in the top of the inning with a 4-3 play. Second baseman to first baseman is the 4-3 play. And that is the end of the first part of the first innings for the Ryde Hawks. They will take the field. That defensive lineup for Baulkham Hills I will bring you afterwards, but now I will bring you the defensive lineup for the Ryde Hawks as they take the field. In right field for Ryde, it is Ewan Nay. In centre field, Luke Livian. At left field, it's Jake Dargan. At shortstop, James Natai. The third baseman for the Ryde Hawks is Cameron Duffield. The shortstop, James Natai. The second baseman is Andrew Johnston. The first baseman for Ryde Hawks, Bass Matthews. At catcher, Jackson Heap. And the starting pitcher for Ryde is Peter Renouf. On the mound now, number 64 warming up. Ryde are using a designated hitter in their batting lineup. He will bat in the 8th position, and that is Hamish Lambert. That's your defensive lineup for the Ryde Hawks here as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Halfway through the first, the ground announcing being done to introduce everybody else across the diamond there. We're hoping there's no more rain coming in this afternoon or this evening, and that we will be clear for a few days. Game 2, of course, in the first grade championship series is tomorrow afternoon, and that will be preceded by the second grade grand final game. We'll bring you more details about that this afternoon as we work through this under-18s game. And of course, my buddy here, PMAC, the team is back together so far. Big Cam will be in after earlier commitments this afternoon with rugby league calling. So he's out there broadcasting rugby league and part of our summer of baseball team and Sports Broadcasting Australia's commitments. That will bring Cameron here this evening for the first grade game 1 of the series, that championship grand final series. So PMAC, welcome to the microphone. You've done a great job hooking all of this up. So far, so good.
At the moment.
You sound like you've got a great microphone working and I don't.
You don't?
So we'll see
that's because you don't listen.
Well, I beg your pardon. A deep left side ball there goes, splits the left fielder and centre fielder, heading for that lead off. And Solomon Maguire, the centre fielder for Baulkham, stands up at second base. So a stand-up double for Maguire to lead off for Baulkham Hills here. And that went straight away, splitting the field straight through the gap between centre and left field. So he hands his batting gloves back to his first base coach. And Maguire now standing there. Baulkham Hills get away with their lead-off batter in scoring position already. Another ground ball goes to the third baseman now for Ride. Fields that off to his first baseman. A play back at third, safe at third, called by the field umpire. So that next man up for Baulkham Hills. Riley Watson moved the run around into scoring position at third base now instead of second, and that puts them in a very dominant position here in the bottom of the first inning. That out, of course, brought up by the third baseman for Ride was Cameron Duffield, getting it across to his first baseman, Bass Matthews. Another one lifted to the left field side. These balls are all in the wheelhouse for Baulkham Hills, and they cross for the first run of the game. So Baulkham, 1 run on the board, bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, it looks like, Harrow, that the Baulkham guys are well and truly coming out and swinging because they want to get the runs early and let the other team chase.
That single to 7 was by Hayden Liberopoulos. Liberopoulos stands there with a single to the left side, gets himself on first base. And the sacrifice, of course, Riley Watson was the out up the first base line on a 5-3 play. So there is 1 out, 1 on first, 1 run scored across the plate for Baulkham Hills. Clayton Campbell at the plate. Looking a formidable batting statue at the plate now. That one a bit high out of the zone.
And Harrow, I'm just trying to get, because I believe that there's another couple of cameras that I can actually work with that I'm going to try and get in touch with over the next couple of innings as well.
I'm sure you will, PMAC, and you will adjust some cameras. We'll get some other shots coming up there as second base is taken there by Liberopoulos. He stands up at 2 now after sliding in, no play made. And the weather just gets better and better. You can literally see the ground drying out there on the dolerite. The diamond sand material, as it's officially referred to these days. Campbell awaits the next pitch, leaves it alone as well, out of the zone. So very disciplined batting here displayed so far by Baulkham Hills. Starting pitcher for Ride, Peter Renouf. And that one gets lifted to centre field as well. Underneath that, the Ride centre fielder, Luke Livian, takes a clear catch and gets that out. And the next base is stolen by Hayden Liberopoulos. He moves along on that fly ball, and Livian gets the out on Clayton Campbell. So a fly to centre field, and a bit of work there being done for the second out on Baulkham Hills here. That brings to the plate the number 54 and catcher, Alex Ranieri. Ranieri gets his signs off the third base coach and steps up to the plate. Swing and a miss on that one from Ranieri. Baulkham now, of course, have that runner at third base. 2 out. Can Ranieri keep the inning alive? They lead by 1 run to 0. It's the bottom of the first inning. Got one in nicely, does Renouf. Gets a full strike on the inside edge. Just dropped a curveball in, took a bit of pace off it as well. It's coming up high, dropped down into the zone nicely on the inside edge. Not one that Alex Ranieri liked. And fouls the next one off directly behind home plate. Good swing, right in line. Plate umpire for today's grand final in the under-18s is Connor Casey. The first base umpire is Jason Spurway. And the third base umpire, Jonah Gray. Missing on the outside that time is Renouf. As everybody resets, you can still see a few damp spots out there on the diamond sand material. And Renouf comes to the plate again, doesn't get the outside edge or not. No, he does not. This goes for a little bit of a walk. Number 64 on the mound. Two balls, 2 strikes now on the batter, Alex Ranieri. And Renouf comes to the plate again now. This is the outside edge. From my position by quite a distance. Fills the count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes now. Will a decision get made here? As the full count pitch comes in from Renouf. Goes outside edge again. And this is probably outside and a little low on that one. Ranieri walks, the first base on balls issued for the game. Ranieri walks. Runners on the corners for Baulkham Hills Kookaburras. And coming to the plate, the first baseman, Nick Chappell. Chappell digging in now. Still only the first inning, we must be reminded. Low on the outside again, quite low that one from Renouf. Chappell leaving it well enough alone. Drives that ball to centre field, another one, he will cross, and runners move around, and safely on base. Nick Chappell with a single, 2-8. Runner on, Ranieri goes to second base, and of course that drives in the run of Hayden Liberopoulos. 2 runs to Baulkham Hills, bottom of the first inning. B-Mac.
Yeah, that's all right. I was actually just sort of alerting you that you can actually see the...
I was looking over your shoulder anyway. It's a good view. You can slide it that way if you wish, so you can see a bit more of live play if you want. But we've got a monitor in front of T-Mac here and gives us all the shots that you're looking at as well. Of course, this shot from centre field.
And we will have a third and a home plate shot very shortly.
And we'll check on the first base camera and see what's happening with it. It's out there somewhere.
At Baulkham Hills, the 2 and Ride yet to score, and we are still in the bottom of the first, but we've got runners first and second.
Tom Pello at the plate for Baulkham Hills. The left fielder, Tom Pello. And well-controlled batting, gets ground ball. It's a short hopper up the first base line. First baseman for Ride steps on the base and gets the out there. And of course the first baseman for Ride is Bass Matthews, fielding that ball himself and getting back to the bag. Even though Peter Renouf was heading to first base in a pitcher's cover, it was Matthews that had plenty of time, able to step on the bag and get that all-important out on Tom Pello. So after the completion of one inning here from Blacktown International Sports Park, we have Baulkham Hills 2 leading Ride Hawks 0 after one completed in the under-18s grand final. Park, where we're bringing you the under-18s grand final in the New South Wales State League Baseball Championship Series. Under-18s getting underway significantly late. It was scheduled for 11 o'clock, so 90 minutes later at 12:30 we got underway. And that was fortunate from the amount of rain we had overnight. It was a bit of a predicament. However, the ground had been covered, which was sensational. And it is drying out even more. We've only had sun for about the last 40 minutes.
And Harrow, it's a big shout out to the guys that actually put the covers out last night, because and I don't believe that the club, I think it was in the Macarthur Orioles, because it was the women's B grade grand final that was held here last night. And some of the guys from Macarthur did actually put the covers out at around about 10 o'clock last night. So, yeah, a real hats off credit to the guys for actually doing that.
Yeah, they did an excellent job. The number 41, Bass Matthews, is the first out for the Ride Hawks. And he strikes out there on a swing. 2 brings up the first out there for Ride here. We are in the top of the second inning.
First pitch is in there for a strike one. As he sort of steps out of the batting box, has a look down the third base side and gets a couple of signals, adjusts his batting glove. And,
throws his batting gloves away. In fact, to the dugout, they are gone.
Not real happy with him.
It's going bare hands. And the number 26 up there, Jake Dargan. 26 or 28, I'll just double check that. It is Dargan at the plate now, 26 it is. The line-up sheet is correct. Jake Dargan in there with a foul back to the back net. And this ground, I feel, will get better and better throughout the afternoon. And Dargan steps back in now. The starting pitcher for Baulkham Hills, Clayton Campbell, is batting for himself. He's in the hitting lineup, which we heard in the first inning. Throws fastball outside edge, missing. And that's consistency from plate umpire Connor Casey. He didn't call that area for the Ride pitcher. He won't call it for the Baulkham Hills pitcher. Very, very good umpiring. And PMAC operating all the camera shots for you. He'll bring you whatever he can. Ground ball through the middle, is it? Yes. Shortstop cannot get to it from Baulkham Hills. Riley Watson dives, misses an attempt, and in fact goes straight over the top of it. But it does go out to centre fielder and gets picked up there by Solomon Maguire. Thrown back to the infield, but Ride get their first runner on base through the bat of Jake Dargan, number 5 in the lineup. Single to position 8, and puts him on first base. And gets the Ride attack going. Stepping up now, the right fielder for Ride, Ewan Nay. Swing and a miss on that one as the runner takes off to second. And he's out. He was beaten by about half a metre, if that. Very, very close. Good slide, but the umpire in perfect position there, and that is a Jonah Gray. Perfectly positioned to make a very accurate call. And the runner, Jake Dargan, is put out there at second base to bring up the second out on the Ride Hawks. So 2 out now for Ride. Ewan Nay at the plate. Fastball missing down low from the pitching of Clayton Campbell. Boo McInharrow bringing all of the action here from Blacktown International Sports Park. Also the home of the Sydney Blue Sox, as we know. And as I mentioned earlier, the third grade grand final will follow this under-18s grand final championship game. And the third grade championship game will be running a little late, obviously, because of the earlier delay of 90 minutes. But will take place immediately following this. Lifted high into the sky there. There's a left fielder out there underneath that in position number 7. He takes that catch for Baulkham Hills' Tom Pello, doing a good job rounding that high fly ball in left field side. I can tell you, Ewan Nay got all of that ball. He just lifted it too high, too far underneath it, and Nay goes out on a fly ball to position 7. And that is a 3 up, 3 down for the Ride Hawks in the top of the second inning. And that will take us to the bottom half of the second inning after we have a short break. And welcome back to the action here as we go to the second inning, the bottom of the second inning, in fact, with Baulkham Hills at the plate. Leading off with their right fielder, Sam Goldrich, wearing the number 48. He has fouled 1 pitch off, so there's 1 strike only, with 1 pitch from Renouf, the starting pitcher for the Ride Hawks, Peter Renouf. He just misses inside high. He's trying to work those corners. He's been missing outside, so he's decided to go inside, working with his catcher, Alex Ranieri. Ranieri works him outside edge again and can't get that call from plate umpire Connor Casey, which means he has to make another adjustment. He's got to get into that area. And the shot that you're looking at through the centre field camera, you can see that shot quite clearly with the catcher working out there for it. And goes to ground ball to shortstop for Ride. They get the out on the 6-3 play. So it's Borko out, Sam Goldrich on the 6-3 is the first out for Baulkham Hills here in the bottom of the second inning. And of course that was the 6-3 shortstop is James Natai to his first baseman, Bass Matthews. Matthews, good figure of a play there for first base, good tall guy, good reach. And, appears to be very level-headed. Renouf comes to the plate again now. And, just not getting that zone, tried inside edge, down the low side, but didn't quite make it.
Just a little bit low around the knee, just under the kneecap.
The good thing is he's working very hard for the strike zone. He's moving around. If the umpire doesn't call it, he makes an adjustment and goes somewhere else in the zone until he picks one up. Here's a pop fly right up on the infield. Going for it is the third baseman for Ryde. That third baseman for Ryde, Cameron Duffield, makes no mistake. Calls everybody else off and makes a good catch of that. Does Duffield. So that was Rowe North that was just out on that high fly ball.
And I think we go back to the top of the order.
We do, and that is Solomon Maguire leading off. Rowe North out there, the number 40 on a fly ball to position 5 brings up the second out. 2 up, 2 down for Baulkham Hills, bottom of the second.
Nice adjustment.
Just got to check that last batter for the Riot Hawks. Rowan North, yeah, so they call him Rowie, so I get Rowe on the line-up sheet. Another one, ground ball to shortstop. Shortstop for first, that gets you out again. On back-to-back, 6-3, playing necessarily back-to-back. Solomon Maguire out that time on the 6-3, and that brings up the third out. Baulkham Hills go 3 up, 3 down in the bottom half of the second inning. So through 2 completed innings here at Blacktown International Sports Park in the Under-18s Championship game of State League Baseball in New South Wales, we have 2 innings completed. Baulkham Hills leading the Riot Hawks by 2 runs to 0.
And take this opportunity to thank the sponsor that's actually putting a little bit of cash so we can actually get this game broadcast to you, and it is Red Stitches Baseball and Softball Supplies. They're a warehouse and specialised baseball and softball equipment, and they're on the North Shore of Sydney. Red Stitches, they're located Shop 65, Sefton Road, Thornlea. They're open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m, and Saturdays from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. You can give them a call on 9484 0736. And you can slide in and see Ashley or one of the friendly staff there. You can steal a great deal on all your baseball and softball needs. And don't forget, you can also go online. You can go www.redstitches.com.au, browse their massive catalogue, and maybe steal a deal. And as I said, you can give them a call on 9484 0736. Red Stitches are proud sponsors of the Summer of Baseball and this broadcast coming to you live from Blacktown International Sports Park.
They certainly are, PMAC, and they've been with us ever since the beginning, basically, and supported us through the radio station when we first started without video, and since we've been broadcast streaming with video as well. They've been our most reliable supporter we've had, Red Stitches. And a big shout out now as we go to the top of the third inning with Ryan leading off through Cameron Duffield, their third baseman, his first plate appearance of the day. Fouls another one off as he lets the bat fly as well. 1 ball, 1 strike on Duffield. A quick shout out to our Brisbane viewers as well, especially Glenn Long. Good to see the message from you, Longy. And PMAC and Harrow here at the moment. Big Cam coming in for the first grade game. First grade comes along, we bring in the big guns.
The talent.
The talent will fly. Presently broadcasting rugby league somewhere in Sydney. A high one out of the hand there from starting pitcher Campbell for Baulkham Hills. That one just got a little bit loose on him. Duffield, first plate appearance. Baulkham Hills have been through their lineup once and 1 batter. And plate defence there from Cameron Duffield. Fouls another one into the back net again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count now. 2-2. Duffield versus Campbell. And, crowd getting active here. It's good to hear for the crowd noise. And gets in swinging. Campbell wins that battle against Duffield. He goes down swinging on strikes, does Cameron Duffield, the lead-off for the Riot Hawks in the top of the third inning. K2 and a 1 out. That will bring to the plate the designated hitter, number 62, Hamish Lambert. Let's see if the DH can do that job that he's been designated for. And throw strike straight over the outside edge. No question about it whatsoever. Goes to the outside edge of the plate. Tries the same pitch again, but misses. You see all of the action there coming to you. Now getting ready for the next one. Here it comes now. Straight back to the pitcher, ground ball, pops it off to his first baseman, Nick Chappell, and Chappell gets that out. So that is a 1-3 out on Hamish Lambert. Brings up the second out there on the Ride Hawks. They're 2 up and 2 down here. In fact, for the game so far, they are 8 batters up, 8 batters down. They did get a runner on in the form of Jake Dargan in the second innings, and he got thrown out on a throw from catcher when attempting to steal second base. The batter in there now. Batter in the 9th position for the Ride Hawks is Jackson Heap. Also the Ride catcher. He lifts that one to centre field. It will be a nice ground ball. Attempted throw from centre field on the run. First base, he was never going to make that one, not the way Heap runs. Heap got up the line and beat that out by a long way. So Jackson Heap safely at first base with a single to position 8. Nice hard hit ground ball. So Ride get a runner on again for the second time in this game. It is the top of the 3rd inning. Back to the top of the order now with Andrew Johnston, the second baseman for Ride. He struck out in his first appearance, but leaves the first pitch alone for a called strike, again on the outside edge. Kick-off attempt. Runner gets back safely. That is Jackson Heap sliding back down and dirty at first base. That's a call I haven't made for quite a while. Dusting the cobwebs off his Harrow.
Oh, there we go.
Campbell checks again. Comes to the plate this time. Gets outside corner called front edge. Nice location there from Clayton Campbell. No balls, 2 strikes on Andrew Johnston. Campbell comes to the plate again, backs that off, throws curveball and gets Johnston out looking. K.C. Call strike and 3 out now for the Ride Hawks. You've got to defend those ones, young fella. And that is it for Ride in the top half of the 3rd inning. And they trail Baulkham Hills by 2 runs to 0. And we will go to the bottom of the 3rd innings very shortly. And the Ride team take the field now. They're starting to look a bit lethargic on this taking the field from the dugout. That's a little bit too slow. We're only in the 3rd innings. 9-inning game.
Very humid as well.
Ah, okay. That explains it. I'm quite comfortable here.
I know you are.
Some people say I'm cool.
Please.
It started, PK. Did
Yeah.
you hear that?
Yeah, we're having a break, aren't we? Back in a moment. Let's go.
Welcome back to the action here as Peter Renew throws the first pitch here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Baulkham Hills come to the plate with their shortstop Riley Watson. Watson was out on a ground ball to third base in his first appearance. This one goes opposite side, right field side, high fly ball. There's a man out there. That man out there is Ewan May for the Ride Hawks. Charges in from deep right field side, takes a good catch, calls it, takes it, no doubt about it. He's looking up into the bright sunshine as well, but a great catch there from Ewan May. And the lead-off Riley Watson out on a fly ball to position 9. 1 out for Baulkham Hills, top of the third, bottom of the third.
Yeah, bottom of the 3.
Next one, fast ball. And Renouf seems to be getting warmer, actually. He looked very fluid and powerful in that pitch. So maybe that bit of warm-up, extra warm-up, throwing a bit better.
But it's also, as you said, Harrow, when they were, the guys didn't quite look as energised and bouncing out from the dugouts.
Yep.
They might be just pacing themselves.
Could be. Long game.
Long game, because they don't normally play 9 innings.
Worth thinking about, BMAC. Well done.
The thinker.
Yeah, I heard the noise. Hayden Liberopoulos is at the plate for Baulkham Hills. Liberopoulos, of course, the third baseman for Baulkham. You've got a single to the left field side. 2 balls, 1 strike on Liberopoulos for Baulkham Hills here. Second batter up in the bottom of the third inning. Way outside there from Renouf. Shouldn't compliment players.
Yeah, well, here's the replay.
It's like
Just
waving a black stick at them.
The Renouf name, synonymous with the Ride Hawks.
Well, certainly is. And a lot of Renouf's registered there. Lifts that one to centre field. It will fall into the glove of the centre fielder for the Ride Hawks, Luke Livian. He charged in, slowed down, then still had to bend at the end of that to take a catch, but it was a good catch. Very hard hit ball and very low from Hayden Liberopoulos. But it does bring up the second out on that fly ball, line drive almost, to centre field.
Yeah, it died at the end very quickly, and as you said, leaving the centre fielder had to make a little bit of an extra long step and stride to actually just get his glove to the ball.
Thought he had it covered, but just made it up in the difference with the stretch. Ground ball, shortstop this time. Goes across to first baseman. That gets starts 3 down on Baulkham Hills ball. Great combination. James Natai comes into the play, gets it across again to Bass Matthews. The 6-3 combination. And that was Clayton Campbell, the third out there. Clayton Campbell, the pitcher as well, becomes the third out. As I said, Baulkham go 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the third inning. And they keep the score locked in tight at 2 runs to 1 Baulkham over Ride after 3 completed. And welcome back to State League Baseball Championship game under 18s for New South Wales Baseball. And we head to the top of the 4th innings here, the game between Ride and Baulkham Hills under 18s Championship. That is the grand final. This is where it all happens. This is the result. This is the day when somebody walks away with the gold. Leading off in the top of the 4th innings for Ride is the shortstop, James Natai.
And James Natai, season stats, he comes in with a batting average of .393, and so he's had 28 at-bats, 12 runs, 11 hits, 2 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run.
Wow.
And 7 RBIs.
Wow.
So he's, what is he, 3rd in the team.
What good stats.
Not too bad. Oh, good.
I guess Matthews and Levy might be ahead of him on the stats, are they?
Hamish Lambert and Luke Levian.
Lambert's batting in the 8th slot. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, but he may be coming off an injury because this is the end of season, not
Lifts
post-season.
that one high, centre left field. Left fielder gets under it, calls everybody else off. Underneath that, the Baulkham Hills left fielder, Tom Tello, takes a great catch there. And no doubt, but that was another hard hit ball from James Natai. Probably deserved a better result if he can only just flatten them out a little bit. He's had a fly ball to 8 in his first appearance and a fly ball to 7 in his second appearance. So 1 out for Ryde in the top of the 4th inning as we go to the aforesaid Luke Levian, centre fielder for the Ryde Hawks. Grounded out to second baseman in his first appearance.
Yeah, and Luke comes into this afternoon at finishing his season with a 4.44 average, 36 at-bats. Yeah, you're welcome.
Wow.
No home runs, but 4 doubles, 16 hits, and scored 13 runs. And 9 RBIs.
Ooh-wee. What a valuable batter. Tries one to centre field, it won't fall. It will fall this time, I should say, right in front of Solomon Maguire. There's no way Maguire could have got to that. This humid air and everything else, that was a hard line drive to centre field. Well hit from Luke Olivian.
Yeah, didn't try to do too much with it either. Harrow did just met the ball with the bat where it was.
Single to centre field for Levian. That gets Ryde started again here. Second batter in the top of the 4th inning. And that brings to the plate the left-handed hitter's box, the first baseman, Bass Matthews.
And you're actually calling him Bass, and I'm sure that's a nickname that was actually put on because he was actually christened Sebastian.
Yep, there you go.
So it's Sebastian Matthews.
He was either going to get Bass or Seb.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Let's go with Bass. He's a solid-looking character. Look at that. If he hits this ball, look out, fence.
Yeah, and he only played 6 games in the regular season with an average of 3.33.
Must have had injuries or something. 6 games out of the season. That's what, 50%, less than 50%.
Yeah.
Or a bit more.
A bit more.
Yeah. So leaves that one alone.
I'm pretty sure from speaking with some of the Ryde guys that they've had their under 18s have been filtering up and down through the other grades as other grades become shorter.
What he's done as well.
So yeah, unfortunately for him, or fortunately for him, yeah, he only played a little bit over half this season in under 18s.
And Matt O'Neill, coaching third base here for the 18s. He's been with the Ryde club for such a long time. And head coach of that club, and really drives success there. Matthews awaits the next pitch.
Time call.
Loose ball out of the bullpen for Ryde. Interesting, they've got the bullpen working already. And a 9 innings game, why not? Throw 3 pitches over 3 innings each if they can do a good job.
That's it, and that's what I was actually about to say in there, Harrow, because they know they've got at least 9 innings to play.
And they don't normally.
Correct, so they've been working for this, so 3, 3 and 3 and see what happens.
Second base stolen. That's Luke Levian up there. Good run. And that was a delayed steal, that one, based on what the catcher did with the ball. So that was good coaching. And Ryde now in scoring position for the first time in this contest.
Here's something for you, just quickly having a look at the stats. Leading into post-season, 12 attempts, 12 successful stolen bases.
That's for Livian?
That's for Livian.
Well done, Luke Livian. No wonder he got that. Bass Matthews looks at that one. Great pitch there. You're right, P-Max and Clayton Campbell. But I can tell you what, batter should not have left that alone.
Too good to look at.
He should have been drilling at the mouth there, hit a ball. Down on strikes, looking. So that is the second out here for Ryde, especially with a runner in scoring position. It will bring to the plate, though, Jake Dargan.
Yeah, Jake Dargan, who's had 4 RBIs for the season, leading into postseason play.
Well, he gets another opportunity right here, right in front of him, right now. Campbell misses well outside. Crowd getting vocal, which is great to hear in an under-18s contest.
Well, their ride should be pretty well supported because they've got the next game, so they're going back to back because you've got the under-18s for the Ride Club, and then in the 3rd grade, which is going to follow this game, you have Ride taking on the Macarthur Orioles.
The Macarthur Orioles 3rd grade team all on our right side of the field, down near the bullpen, the Baulkham Hills bullpen, all gathering, watching this game here, getting into the mood. This one's right in the wheelhouse. And going after that, Dargan hits a high fly ball, though, lifting it a bit too high, and I think it was the centre fielder coming out.
It certainly was. Yep, certainly was, Harry.
Yeah, it was the centre fielder, Solomon Maguire, all over that one. And a big catch on a fly ball to, it goes down as position 8, even though it went right side.
That's right, the right-hand side of the centre fielder.
But Jake Dargan becomes the 3rd out there for the Ride Hawks. And that leaves no score on the board, and they leave Luke Livian stranded at second base. No runs for Ride after 3.5 innings here from Blacktown International Sports Park in the Under-18 Championships Grand Final. It is Baulkham Hills leading the Ride Hawks by 2 runs to 0, and we will be back shortly for the bottom of the 4th inning. And welcome back here to the bottom of the 5th inning already. No, sorry, bottom of the 4th inning. I was jumping one. Bottom of the 4th. I was right the first time. And, first pitch there from Brunoof. Still on the mound for Ride Hawks, but Bullpen is getting active for Ride. Warming up a whole bunch of players out there. Leading off for Baulkham Hills, Alex Ranieri, number 54, and catcher for Baulkham Hills. At the plate now, and he has 1 ball, 1 strike from the pitching of Peter Renouf. Oh, throws that one well inside, nearly went through the batter's box, nearly got him on the shirt, but not quite. He just was able to back out of the way there. There's not much phases these young guys, the under-18s. Renouf ready on the mound. Ranieri steps in and waits for that pitch. Oh, down on the plate, that one, front edge of the plate. That was a wrong one. Came out of the hand. Not so good as it hit the first leading edge on the plate. And I think he might have got a couple of words from the Baulkham Hills dugout. The way he looked back in at the dugout. Gave him the evil eye. Brushes it off, walks back up onto the hill. He's one directly to the glove of the second baseman for Ride. Taking that line drive directly, Andrew Johnston. Well done, Andrew Johnston. Didn't even have to move a hair, I don't think. Just put his glove up, let the ball jump into it. So there's one out. Alex Ranieri, line drive. Straight into the glove of position 4. Brings up the first out. That's one of the easiest outs that he will ever get there at Andrew Johnston. That brings to the plate now Nick Chappell, the first baseman for Baulkham. Remove gets a pulled strike out of that one. Chappell steps back in again. Got a single to centre field on his first appearance. This is his second appearance now in the bottom of the fourth. This day's turning out brilliant at the moment, isn't it, BMAC?
It's sensational.
Coming up towards 1:30 when we got here, the games were in doubt. So Renouf throws that one behind the batter. That's got him thinking.
Because we actually, as we were coming here to the ground, you could actually see the blue mountains, but they weren't actually blue. There was quite a lot of cloud and rain that was just sort of hitting the top, and we're thinking, you hang your head, but you think, no, it's baseball, game day, turn up, do what you can, and see what happens. And
so they were a tinge of grey.
And now the sun is shining. It looks like the storm clouds and everything sort of, it looks like they've gone a little bit south and east. So it looks like the coast might be copping it rather than we are here.
Yeah, I'd say so. Chappell a check swing on that one, not called. Possibly low on that pitch. We're very elevated here at the back of the grandstand. It's a fantastic position to call a game of baseball from. And Chappell draws a walk, base on balls.
Yeah, that one was well and truly down. The catcher was picking it up out of the dirt before it even got to him. But that puts a runner at first for Baulkham Hills, bottom of the fourth, and still leading 2 runs to nothing.
Second walk of the game, issued only. And stepping in now, third batter for the bottom of the fourth inning, Tom Pello, the left fielder.
Runner goes. And he's allowed to steal that base quite comfortably. No play whatsoever.
Never under threat.
Yeah, and Tom Pellos, he comes into the postseason with a batting average of 375 for the 8 games that he played in under 18s.
Pello waits patiently with Renouf, having a long look in at his catcher. Jackson Heap is the catcher for Riot Hawks.
That's it.
That's it. That's a strike. They will count. No balls, 2 strikes on Pello. Nicely located curveball from Renouf. Well pitched.
Great pitch.
Peter Renouf. Tom Pello goes down looking deceived incompletely. Called strike. That brings up the second out on Baulkham Hills here. Bottom of 4.
And you see young guys throwing pitches like that, you think, yeah, this is good. It's
Yeah,
just bamboozled.
So I guess Jackson Heap's calling the pitches. Well done, Jackson Heap. The catcher. That brings to the plate now right fielder Sam McGoldrick. Or McGoldrick. That's pronunciated. Or is it pronunciated?
Enunciated.
Enunciated.
I'd say Goldrick.
So Sam Goldrick. 1 strike. Renouf looking at it, his catcher Heap. Checks the runner at second base. Goes to the plate. Runner takes off. Catcher not showing a lot of urgency to get back there. I think he must have got crossed up. He thought, well, if you're going to do that to me, you better cover home plate yourself.
You
then.
cover home.
Goldrick, Baulkham Hills runner, now at third. That was the man that got the walk earlier, Nick Chappell. Can they get another run out of this inning with 2 out here at bottom of 4? Rip to right field side, will fall foul. It goes in fact into the bullpen of the Baulkham Hills Kookaburras.
Yeah, the first base bullpen. And just having a quick look here about Sam McGoldrick's stats. He's had the 4 RBIs, 26 at-bats, 5 runs that he scored, 6 runs he scored. So again, handy with the bat.
Next one down for a ball. Check swing appealed and denied. Sam McGoldrick, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Peter Renouf. Goes down, swinging to shut Baulkham Hills down here in the bottom of the 4th innings. Swinging strike, a big K2. And again, that out pitch from Peter Renouf. Off pace, backs it off a little and just drops it in over the zone. more change up than curveball. And after 4 completed innings here in the Under-18 Championship Grand Final game, it is the Baulkham Hills Kookaburras leading the Ryde Hawks by 2 runs to 0. And welcome back to the top of the 5th innings here from Blacktown International Sports Park, where you're listening to the Summer of Baseball's broadcast of the State League Baseball New South Wales Under-18 Championship Grand Final between the Ryde Hawks batting in the top of the inning and Baulkham Hills Kookaburras batting in the bottom of the innings. Baulkham Hills leading Ryde. For those that have just joined us, Baulkham Hills leading Ryde by 2-0. And Ryde rip on the left field side to get on base here. Through the batting of Ewan May. Good start there.
Yeah, you saw the first pitch and just hung off that pitch and it was called a strike on the second pitch. Same location and again, just met the bat with the ball or met the ball with the bat, whichever way you choose to speak.
Either way, Ryde start the 5th inning with a runner on. Nobody out. Lead-off batter gets on. Cameron Duffield steps up to the plate for Ryde. Let's see what Duffield can do. Starting pitcher for Baulkham Hills is Clayton Campbell on the mound and has done a good job. No runs from Ryde thus far, so why wouldn't you leave him there? Good job. No panic from Baulkham Hills. We're not quite halfway through the game yet, so a lot of baseball to go. It is a 9 innings championship game. Crowd getting vocal, and that's great. Baulkham Hills supporters calling for a strike on that one. Umpire not buying into that. Connor Casey, the plate umpire, doing an excellent job this afternoon. Duffield at the plate, facing the 2-1 pitch from Campbell. Lift that into centre left field, I should say. Calling out is centre field, taking a clear catch there. Just too far under the ball again, Cameron Duffield. Out on a fly ball to position 8. And of course, taking that catch in centre field, Solomon Maguire. He is everywhere, Maguire.
Certainly is. And Harry, I'm just going to quickly run through Clayton Campbell's pitching stats coming into postseason. We've got an ERA of 1.8 for 5-0 for the win-loss. He's only started once, but had 7 appearances. But he has thrown 20 innings for the actual Baulkham Hills club. So, yeah, very useful. One of their strikes.
And at the plate now for Ryde Hawks, the designated hitter, Hamish Lambert. Pick-off attempt denied at first base. First base umpire Jason Spurway. Definite about that call. No question whatsoever. So Lambert gets his signs off the third base coach for Ryde. Clayton Campbell on the mound. It's ready to get his signals from his catcher, Alex Ranieri. Early days in this game, still a lot of baseball here. A 2-run ball game, nothing at all.
Especially when we're only in the 5th innings, Harrow, because we've still got another 4 to go.
It's good to be leading by 2, though.
Absolutely.
In any game.
Absolutely.
No matter how long there is to go.
And you always want to have your nose in front.
Absolutely. Lambert steps up again. He's ready to go. Signals put down by Renieri for Baulkham Hills. And away we go. Lifts that one into centre field again. Underneath it, Maguire again in a short centre field. So Lambert goes out on a fly ball to position 8. So 2 out now all of a sudden. And that is the signs being put down by catcher Renieri. And they're just getting those balls into the zone where the right hitters just are tempted to hit them. They're getting too far under the ball. Back-to-back fly balls to Maguire in centre field for Baulkham Hills, brings to the plate. The catcher for Ride, Jackson, who ground ball straight back to the pitcher. Campbell throws it off to his first baseman, Chappell, and they get the 1-3 out and shuts down any attack that Ride thought they had developing. They did leave their runner stranded out there, Ewan Nay, but then went 3 up, 3 down to the Ride Hawks. And that finishes the top half of the 5th innings for the Ride Hawks. They can't get anything on the scoreboard, and that will take us back to the bottom of the 5th innings as we return for the Red Stitches baseball and softball supplies. Scoreboard is 2-0 Baulkham Hills over Ride Hawks. Welcome back to the action at Blacktown International Sports Park, where we head to the bottom of the 5th innings for the grand final between Ride and Baulkham Hills. Baulkham Hills coming to the plate, leading off to their 9th batter, Rowan North. Takes the first pitch for a called strike. Not the one that he wanted. Peter Renouf remains on the mound for Ride Hawks. North lifts that one up over third base, calling it out, third baseman right underneath it, Cameron Duffield. And Cam Duffield takes a good catch there in foul territory. Foul fly ball on Rowan North, position 5, and that brings up the lead-off as the out on Baulkham Hills. Takes us back to the top of the order for Solomon Maguire. The lefty steps in there now, as you can see on screen. Maguire, the centre fielder, he has been everywhere in this game in defence. And fouls one off over the back of the Ride dugout for the first time today.
And Harrow just going back to pitching stats now with Peter Renouf on the mound for the Ride Hawks. So he's thrown 42 innings for the Ride Hawks as we see the next pitch come in. And that one's just tagged out to right field for a 2 hops out to the right fielder for a single. But Peter Renouf, he's thrown 42 innings, 5-0 win-loss for an ERA of 1.93.
Wow, pretty good. Pretty good stats. What about Maguire though? Not only good in the field, he's got on base there with a single denial. And that brings to the plate Riley Watson, shortstop for Baulkham Hills. Kick-off attempt, no trouble there whatsoever. Good move from Renouf, keeping the runner back. They need to keep the runs down from Baulkham Hills to give themselves an opportunity to catch up. It's still 2-0. They scored their 2 in the first inning. Sliding into second base safely is Solomon Maguire, so he stands at second, of course, in scoring position now with none out. In the bottom of the 5th inning, he's only the second batter at the plate, Riley Watson. Second batter in the natural lineup as well. Rowan North, the 9th batter in order. Bottom of the lineup was the first out. Let's see what Watson can do. Centre field shot over the pitcher's shoulder there, gives you a clear view of where that pitch is going. Of course, BMAC's been showing you all 4 shots that we've got working here this afternoon thus far. Coach Matt O'Neill coming out and asking out about the balk, just to clarify it, so that he can transfer that information to his pitcher, so the same mistake doesn't get made. So now we've got Solomon Maguire at third base with only 1 runner out, Riley Watson at the plate. They can do almost anything safely here to get that run. Runner tags up the third, high fly ball to centre field. Centre field catch gets taken, ball goes across for an additional run. From centre field, a great catch there from William, but it was the runner tagging up. Solomon Maguire tags up, crosses home plate, and no trouble whatsoever. So Baulkham Hills get that extra little bit of run insurance behind them. They now lead 3-0.
And Coach O'Neill just going out to have a bit of a chat to Peter Renouf, and maybe he might be done for the afternoon, because as we said, it's a 9 innings game, and these guys aren't regular 9 inning players. Yeah, we're deep into the 5th inning. 1 out or 2 out?
1 out.
1 out in the 5th inning, so 4 1/3 of an inning. Not a bad outing.
Oh, sorry, that will be 2 out. Watson was out, wasn't he?
Yeah, so that's 2. So 4 2/3. So he's either going to let him see if he can close this dig out and then bring someone else in, which that's what looks like is going to happen now. Matty O'Neill has just walked away and everyone's regrouped.
Yeah, well, he's kept a little bit of time for his pitcher to warm up in the bullpen, and he may well go out again soon. There are 2 out. He might let him try and get the 3rd out here on Libropoulos. Aidan Libropoulos in there, taking a swing at that first one. Pretty lazy sort of a swing. Didn't get to the ball. Good pitch though from Renouf. Have to give the players credit that deserve it. Inside edge now as Libropoulos crowds the plate. Very up close on the inside edge there, trying to put the pitcher off, trying to get him to throw outside where he's missing, and the plate umpire not calling it, of course, because it's missing, and so they try to crowd the zone. That one well called by plate umpire. This one though comes inside, third baseman fields that on the hop from right. Do they get the out? No, they don't. Just by half a step. Very, very close ball. Half a step on that one. Umpire square right there. Great call, no doubt at all. But I'll tell you what, good running there from Libropoulos. He gets safely at first base with a single to, it was the third baseman, position 5. So that was Duffield trying to get that out in conjunction with his first baseman, Bass Matthews. However, single to 5 for Libropoulos. Runner on for Baulkham Hills. Brings to the plate their pitcher, Clayton Campbell again.
Clayton Campbell, who comes into the game batting with a 302 average. Not bad for a pitcher.
It's frightening.
You'd be happy.
The 300s and the 400s, aren't they?
You'd be happy with that at any time. Pick up a 10, goes slightly askew. But runner back in plenty of time. So now the runner has gone.
Sorry, Clint.
No, right.
Overcalled you there, and there's an out.
Had the ball.
Absolutely.
Had the ball.
When the player's on the ground with the ball and he's driving, the runner's got nowhere to go, it slides straight into it, that's an out.
Absolutely. So that actually kills the inning.
Does Libropoulos is the third out here. There's the third out. Not until after Baulkham Hills add one more to the scoreline. So after 5 innings completed at Blacktown International Sports Park, it is Baulkham Hills 3, leading Ride Hawks to 0 on the Red Stitches scoreboard. And we head into the top of the 6th inning here in the Under-18 Championship Grand Final game from Blacktown International Sports Park, where the scoreboard reads 3-0, Baulkham Hills override on the Red Stitches scoreboard. Andrew Johnston leading off the top of the 6th inning, and he is the lead-off batter for the Ride Hawks in the starting lineup today.
And that return throw just goes a little bit skew-if, to say the least. So
Catcher just getting his pitcher to do a bit of work.
Yeah, the pitcher just leaves it to the shortstop.
And Clayton Campbell remains on the mound for the 6th inning for Baulkham Hills. His count must be very economical. As we know, under-18s have a pitch restriction on the number of pitches they can throw before having to be removed. High fly ball now, straight up the middle. Centre field, underneath it, Solomon Maguire, and there he is. Very reliable in centre field is Maguire, and takes a clear catch on the bat of Andrew Johnston. So a fly ball to position 8 brings up the first out on the Ride Hawks in the top of the 6th. 1 up, 1 down, and we go to James Natai stepping up to the plate now.
And Harrow, there's absolutely no one warming up in the bullpen for the Baulkham Hills. So yeah, they're just going to take Clayton for as far as they can.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ride have scored no runs. So again, take him right to the limit. This is the last game of the season.
That's it. And because, yeah, as you know, there are no tomorrows. No games tomorrow for them.
There's nothing in the tank.
And he's only given up 4 hits from what I can tell. Across 6 innings.
Yeah, B-Mac.
As the next pitch is coming in.
I'm in agreement. Another high fly ball. Centre field.
Shallow.
Maguire charges into that one. No question. He's earning his dollars today, isn't he? Not that he gets paid, but he's earning his lunch, whatever he's going to get afterwards.
He'll get lunch.
He'll get a fee. Fly ball, position 8 off James Natai's bat. And that is 2 up, 2 down for Ride Hawks here in the top of the 6th. And that takes us to the number 3 in the lineup, Luke Olivia. Centre fielder. Where does he drive it? Campbell seems to be just putting those fastballs down the centre of the strike zone to get those fly balls up the middle. And Ryan, as I said, just getting underneath them.
That's all it is.
Missing outside that time. So 2 balls. Two balls only. And missing again through the zone. 3 balls on Oblivion here. Centre fielder for the Ride Hawks. 2 up, 2 down. And Campbell. Now, having a close look here. 3-1 the count. Up steps off to have another breath. There's Campbell. He's done a good job through the 5 innings so far. And Livian keep this inning alive for the Ride Hawks. Ground ball will be the shortstop. Watson gets it across to his first baseman, Chappell. Watson to Chappell, the 6-3 ground ball, and Ride go 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 6th innings on the 6-3 ground ball, and that means Ride go through with duck eggs again in the 6th innings. No score on the board for Ride, and we'll go to the bottom of the 6th innings with the score on the Reds Pitcher scoreboard here at Blacktown International Sports Park. 3 runs to 0. Baulkham Hills leading the Ride Hawks.
And join us up here in the control or the broadcast booth up here. It's El Presidente from the Baulkham Hills Kookaburras, and El Don. We haven't seen you because we haven't been on air for a bit, but mate, welcome to the Skybox.
Thank you very, very much, boys. Good to see you back on the air.
And to hear us, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Hear the dulcet tones of Harrow, Mr. Bylighter. The club's going along well. You haven't got teams in those senior grades this year, but the 18s, there's your future right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely, Paul. And I've said this many times. This is what we're sort of building towards. But I guess with the other grades, a little disappointing in a number of ways, but there's a lot of positives throughout the season. So, once again, a young squad, and all we can keep doing is build on that year after year.
Absolutely. You came up at the right time this afternoon. 5.5 innings already gone. They're looking fairly dominant, but leading by 3. You'd probably like a little bit more insurance in this game.
Yeah, we do this quite often in all our grades. Jump out to an early lead and then sort of shut up shop. And I guess we're lucky we got young Campbell on the mound because he's absolutely dealing. Look, I think we can go on from here.
2 runs.
I put the mock on myself.
2 runs in the first, and they've just got that extra run in the last inning, in the 5th inning. That little bit of insurance. High fly ball again there now from Campbell. And he took the top over the fence. That was absolutely sensational from Bass Matthews. We were talking about Matthews before. He's a very formidable player. He's a good build for a first baseman, that's for sure.
Yeah. And I think he's one of a few of the Matthews boys in the right club. So.
Yeah. But good catch there. He tracked that ball, never took his eyes off it, and made a good catch in an awkward situation. Yeah. So Campbell goes out. He's the first out for Baulkham Hills here in the bottom of the 6th innings with a foul fly ball, position 3. Very difficult one, and that brings to the plate Alex Ranieri. And
there's a little bit of talk that's going on between the third base coach of the Baulkham Hills guys
and Connor Casey, the plate umpire, all over it, and he's making sure it doesn't go to something that it doesn't need to go to. And there's
there was a bit of excitement from the Ride bench inning before last.
Okay.
Right,
upset one of our boys.
Right, okay.
Not called for, really.
I saw young Peter Renouf on the mound have a look at the Baulkham Hills dugout at one stage. He might have copped a little bit. But he brushed it off and walked away.
Our boys were pretty good.
Nothing. Look, these games, it's a grand final.
Exactly right.
They are going to get a bit vocal.
You want a bit of feeling in the
just got to work out how to wear it. Exactly. Grand finals. We know what grand finals are like, Doc.
We do.
For our sporting conquests.
We do.
We know what firing up is all about.
You actually did give me that.
And you scored the try. So it's all fair in love and war.
Something about phantoms, I think, between you two that I have heard, a couple of stories.
Absolutely, yeah. But however, this game here in front of us is good. The sunshine's come out. The ground's in near perfect condition, but it will be certainly later on today as Ranieri takes a big swing and a miss at that one.
Yeah, I think I heard that the MacArthur boys put the tarps on last night after the women's
apparently,
grand final. So I guess big big thank you to all the clubs participating here today for them to do that.
That was before the rains came.
If they hadn't have done it, we certainly wouldn't be playing.
Absolutely. There was 37, 38 mil of rain here overnight. Yeah, massive amount of rain. So what else is happening in the Baulkham Hills sphere at the moment? Your home ground is looking good, I hear. Held up all right through the season.
We had our pink day, which you guys know all about. We had the Federal Minister for Mitchell, Alex Hawke, come down and he basically $24,000 to do up the DA for us to get our lights.
Excellent.
Which is what we've been told.
Well, that would be outstanding. Very good. Ranieri walks for
their ball and they finish.
walks for Baulkham Hills. But they might get you to put the champagne on them when they open up.
I'll do that. You know that.
He'll be flicking the switch.
I'll be flicking the switch.
So one out here for Baulkham Hills. We're in the bottom of the 6th innings. A 1 on base with a good plate appearance from Alex Ranieri. Very, very patient at that there. And now we have Nick Chappell at the plate for Baulkham. Baulkham, of course, looking for that extra little run to take it out to a 4-run lead. They lead by 3 at the moment on the Red Stitches scoreboard here from Blacktown International Sports Park. And as the sun keeps working on this ground, it is getting better and better. 3rd grade should be a fantastic contest, as will the 1st grade game later this evening. Everything running a little late because of the rain earlier, and we're 90 minutes delayed in this under-18s game. Double play attempt. Did they make it? No, they did not. They certainly got the first half. No, they didn't. So called it second. They didn't get the first half of the double play at all. And the runner was walking away. Alex Ranieri, I should say, was walking away, and Ryan thought they got the first half.
Yeah, played with the umpire's call.
Bit of excitement now. 2 runners on.
It was a good play by the third baseman too.
Yeah. As you would have seen up on the shot there, that not a chance.
Okay, so 2 runners on for Baulkham Hills, Don. And that insurance is looking more likely. There is 1 out though, and at the plate, Tom Pello. He's a young left fielder with lots of wheels. What sort of raps have you got on Pello?
Tom came to us probably 2nd or 3rd game in the season from right all places.
Yeah.
So I guess he
I knew I'd seen
this one.
Knew I'd seen him somewhere.
Yeah. So yeah, we picked up him and his brother, Alex. So.
Okay. Let's see what he can do at the plate here now.
So let me guess, you've been accused of poaching as well?
No, mate, not me. I never poached, you know that.
They moved house, I think.
Yeah, that was
the Pello family. So Renu's still on the mound. And you know what? He's hanging in there through this 6 innings. Right now, again, back to their bullpen. I would have thought they'd gone to the bullpen a little earlier to try and, make sure runs do stay down. But Renouf, I think, improved after the first innings, probably the first 2 innings. He looked a bit shaky, but the 3rd innings is when he really was warmed up.
Yeah, no, I think he's done a pretty fair job.
Outside edge, gets a pop fly, right side. Will they get it? I don't think he get to it. Cannot get to it on the right side. Could be an out here. No, missed at second base. Bases will be loaded for Baulkham Hills. Kookaburras here. Not able to get that high on Luke Livian. Sorry, it wasn't Luke, it was Ewan Nay. Ewan Nay charging in from right field side. That ball dropped very, very short of him. It was a long way in. Maybe second baseman Andrew Johnston could have gone out there a bit too. But neither of them could get to it. It was in that hole.
But I think the sun too might have come into play there too.
There's a bit of sun, a bit of distance, plus other runners around the diamond as well. So it was a very difficult situation. But now we have Baulkham Hills with loaded bases here. And this is going to be an interesting change. Whatever they do here, will they change pitcher? There's only 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. They probably need to. They're not going to.
Yeah, and just sort of having a quick look at the players that have also pitched throughout the season for the Ride guys. They've got Harry Rockwell, Lex Traddles. The rest of the guys that have pitched are actually currently playing on the field.
Yeah.
So you'd want them to be you'd want your pitchers to be warm rather than coming from the field to pitch.
Yeah. When we played them in the major semi, Libyan come from the field to pitch.
Yeah.
But obviously they're not going to do that today.
Always tricky. So ground ball there off the bat of Sam Goldrich. And do they get the first out? No, they don't. Loose at first base. No out at second, no out at first.
Run scored.
Question being asked by the Baulkham Hills coach. I don't know what he's asking. I really don't know what he's asking. They've just scored a run. They've got loaded bases. It all looks positive to me. Is he claiming they got blocked somewhere, obstruction? Who knows? That's all it could be. So Goldrich gets there. Ranieri scores the run. They go ahead to 4-0 on the Red Stitches scoreboard.
I didn't see what was happening, but for Les to get that,
I didn't see anything untoward.
upset and vocal,
I was watching it
something must have
second,
happened.
watching it first.
Runner is going back to third.
Interesting. Who's the runner coming off? That's Ranieri's. Who was that runner there? Is that Nick Chappell?
Yeah.
So Nick Chappell was out. Is that what we're saying? So the wrong player left the field for the out. So he's saying they did get the out at second base. I'm not confused much, am I?
I am.
But it was loaded bases.
Goldrich is at second.
So that pitch just get past the catcher, and certainly one run scored, and the other one was out at the plate.
Chappell was the second out.
Chappell was behind Ranieri.
Ranieri was the third out.
And then went back. So I'm not
Yep.
sure what's happening.
So no scores. No run has scored.
Nothing on the board.
Pello was left on, and Goldrich was left on. Is all I can see. There was two runners left on. The third out was given on Ranieri at home plate. So Rowan North didn't get to the plate.
No.
So he will lead off the bottom of the seventh inning. No runs scored. 3 on the scoreboard. Maybe Les would have been better off not appealing that.
So,
But I don't understand what went on.
so is it top or bottom? Of the
Ranieri scored. He was the lead.
He had to.
He was given out here at home plate in that last play.
But what? No. Play before.
Play
when they
before.
go back to third
Yeah,
base.
yeah.
And they give Chappell out. So why would Ranieri go back to third?
So I'm saying maybe he would have been better off not appealing that play. Because if the play was made at second base, where the out was given, Ranieri would have been at third then, and he ran on the next play the attempted double play to first base.
Don't know.
So all I can figure is no runner scored. If Ranieri was just given as the third out, he was the next runner that could have possibly crossed the plate.
And as you know, boys, I hope I'm wrong. That situation can bring momentum swings.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I'm actually just going to get the research department onto it. But,
At the moment, after 6 innings completed from Blacktown International Sports Park, the Red Stitches scoreboard reads Baulkham Hills 3, Ride Hawks 0. And welcome back to Blacktown International Sports Park, where the action gets fiery. Here we go to the top of the 7th inning. Ryde trailing Baulkham Hills on the Red Stitches scoreboard by 3 runs to 0. Ryde have got some momentum, but they haven't got any runs on the scoreboard as the difficulty they're facing. They're leading off now in this top of the 7th with their first baseman, Bass Matthews. Left-handed hitter and big formidable guy, takes a hard swing at that.
And Harrow, I can actually tell you that the confusion resulted from a runner's interference on that last part of the innings, and it was called by one of the field umpires, so no runs crossed the plate.
Okay, Clayton Campbell stays on the mound for Baulkham Hills. So pitcher remains in place. He must be very economical. We're in the 7th inning, top of the 7th inning. So all we can understand is the Baulkham Hills third base coach was questioning why the runner's interference was called,
yes,
rather than appealing for his run.
And that would probably make sense because we believe that they should have been making a double play. So that
could have been. Matthews called out now on strikes. Ride, one up, one down. Matthews didn't like it. If you're going to get around that ball with a bat, you're going to make contact with it, foul it off, hit it, something, anything. So one out now for Ride. Top of the 7th inning. As the game gets really active, Jake Dargan steps in.
It is going to get quite active, Harry, because I'm just thinking now that we're in the top of the 7th inning and young Clayton's pitch count should be getting up there.
You would think so.
Yeah, I was just trying to get Marie's attention to find out, but no, we all have that. But look, it's hard to believe that boy's only 15, right?
Really?
Yeah.
So he's got another year of 18s, another 2 years of 18s. Is that legal age in the league?
Yeah.
Didn't he play last year?
No.
I just thought I checked on it.
Oh, dear.
There's a minimum age to be in under 18s, we all know about. And I throw that note out to Don every season. So Jake Dargan, let's see if he can open up the can for the Ride Hawks. I know he said something I shouldn't have broadcast, but he can open up that can now for the Ride Hawks if he can get a bat on ball off the pitching of Clayton Campbell.
Can of worms.
Can of worms? Yeah, that's what it was called last year.
Yep. There we go, and we've just been informed. 85.
Wow, that's economic.
Boys, I've just got to duck out for 2 seconds.
Righto, Don, you're excused. Go and enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye,
See you, Donny. And there we go. We've just been joined in the box there by President of the Baulkham Hills Boroughs. It is Don Bylighter. So, as per normal, whenever we're doing a Baulkham Hills game, we do try get in touch with club people, and we know that
Wow, these guys should be getting stuck out at this stage of the game, the 7th inning, and trailing by 3.
Absolutely.
They need to put up every defensive effort they can with the bat, at least defend with the bat.
Correct.
Don't attack with it, foul it off, do something with it, but do not leave it on your shoulder.
Correct. Yeah. That way you make the call, don't let the umpire make the call.
Yeah, 2 up, 2 down for Ride Hawks, the top of the 7th inning.
Give it a breeze blowing.
That was the president leading the booth. And Don also a life member of that club, of course, as well.
That club doing Baulkham Hills.
Next pitch fouled off there. Ewan Nay, the right fielder at the plate. They need to dig deep now into their batting pack with the Ride Hawks. The wind is coming up with the sun and the wind. This ground is getting better and better as I keep repeating.
It looks like it might be coming, as you can see on your screen.
Everywhere.
It's swirling. There's no set direction of where it's coming from or going to. That's right.
Ewan Nay with 2 out here. Can Ride launch a 2-out rally here in the 7th inning? Their supporters want them to, their coaches want them to. And he gets right up on a looking strike as well. KC on the 3rd batter in the row. 3 up, 3 down the Ride Hawks in the top of the 7th innings as they trail Baulkham Hills by 3-0 on the Red Stitches scoreboard.
And welcome back to Blacktown International Sports Park, where it is the bottom of the 7th inning here between the Ryde Hawks under-18s taking on the Baulkham Hills under-18s in this, the grand final matchup for the under-18 State League competition. It looks like there has been a pitching change for the Ryde Hawks. New on the mound is, it looks like number 15, Luke Livian, has come from the field to take the pitch, and in the batting box at the moment for Baulkham Hills is their second baseman, number 40, Rowan North. So as expected this time of the game, yes, the pitch count was getting up a little bit because we were expecting that from Clayton on the Baulkham Hills side of things, but yeah, Ryde make the first move in their pitching change, and we see 2 strikes on Rowan North. And that next pitch is down in the dirt. So we've got yeah, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Rowan North. So yeah, it's going to look a little bit of excitement in that last part of the inning. And next pitch is fouled well and truly out of play down the right field side of the ballpark. And hopefully in between games here, because this afternoon there is a 3rd grade grand final between the Ryde Hawks and the Macarthur Orioles. There's going to be at least half an hour in between the games, and in that time we're hoping to fix, we have a slight delay with the audio, but yeah, hopefully we'll actually get that tweaked as well. As we see, the next pitch is out of the zone. So that's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Rowan North. And next pitch comes in, and my understanding was that pitchers don't go for the ball; they stand on the hill and point. But you know, Luke Levian generally plays centre field, so I suppose anything up in the air, he's going to try and call it and catch it, but not at this time. So that's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Everyone resets. Rowan North in the batting box, and on the mound, as I did make mention before, Luke Levian, and I'll get a number of the new centre fielder for the Ryde as soon as I can. And it looks like there might be a little bit of chirp still happening as home plate umpire has just gone into the Ryde dugout.
A couple of baseballs, I think.
A couple of baseballs.
Refresh the baseballs in his pocket. He's done a good job, Connor Casey, behind home plate. Very consistent.
Controlled the game well, because that had the opportunity, a potential to blow out of control.
In the coaching area.
And speaking of umpires, we actually we may have one just sitting beside us that's watching how and what we do things.
Hard to find.
They are hard to find and hard to feed. I mean, take. But it is going to be coming to the microphone for the first time for the summer of baseball. It's a good afternoon to you, Jamesy Paul James.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Paul. Good
Yeah.
So is this
Good on you, Paul.
That's it. Well done, Paul. so yeah, a cartel of Pauls. Okay, so from an umpiring point of view, you've gone from playing, coaching, now to umpiring. So thoughts, processes, liking it, enjoying it, disliking it?
Loving it, actually. Loving it. It's a good perspective, you know, being on the field and behind the plate. Really enjoying what I'm doing, and, you know, I've played the game and been involved in the game for a long time, so giving back to the game now is even better.
Yeah, it's sort of you know, a long way from Blue Roo, isn't it?
Don't talk about the Tigers.
No, we're not allowed to talk about the Tigers. That's who you follow. So
That's Detroit, isn't it?
Yeah, one of those. So the other Tigers, I think he follows. But, so umpiring, you're looking to go further. What's your plan for your umpiring professional side of things, Jonesy?
Look, I'll just see what happens, Paul. This is my second summer season. So I played summer season umpiring. Last year I was fortunate enough to be selected to umpire the Women's Nationals down in Geelong. I've been fortunate enough this year again to be able to be selected again to go to the Women's Nationals in 2 weeks down in Canberra. actually with two of the crew from this game, Jason Spurway and Connor Casey, from New South Wales. So that's great. Another good thing to see in this game here is young Jonah Gray there at third base, coming through the umpiring ranks. Jonah's been fantastic as a young umpire coming through and really doing a good job these days.
But we've made mention of their consistency today, especially Connor Casey behind home plate. He's controlled the game well. There's been no excitement in that, has he? He's controlled it extremely well. Very level, very measured, a really good approach to the whole game.
What I've learned being an umpire is the way you handle yourself on the field and the way you look. Look, I gave it to umpires when I was a coach and a player, I really did.
I didn't notice any of that.
I've never seen it happen before at all, James.
But, you know, the demeanour now that you need to display as an umpire is a lot better. I was a bit concerned when I first started.
Yeah.
Nice picture outside there, Living, Sky. When I first started as an umpire, I was a bit concerned because I was close to a lot of the players as a coach and a former player as well. But it actually was pretty well received.
And that was where I was actually going to ask you the question, as far as, because we know that I suppose there's an element of respect and you need to have a good rapport with your players, your managers of opposing sides. So how has that transition been for you?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been interesting, actually. I've seen a different side, a lot of players, a lot of coaches that I'd coached against and played against.
Yeah.
And you see a different side of those guys now, and it's actually really interesting to see that. And I've sort of gained a bit more of knowledge of those guys, and it's been really good to deal with.
Okay, and you know, coming through the ranks as you're doing at the moment, mentors, you know, people that you're learning stuff from. So, anyone you sort of want to acknowledge, or? Yeah,
I've had a few people, you know, obviously working close with me in respect to here in New South Wales. Obviously, John Bailey, Dave Cowjoy. Look, you can't go past Dave, his knowledge and his enthusiasm towards the game. They're two guys. Plus, you know, a lot of senior guys that are umpiring around. You know, your Bob Crawfords and those sort of guys on the AVL panel, Benny Nash, and you know, those sort of guys have been great, you know, to deal with. You know, it's seeing that and seeing where you are in relation to umpiring, it's brought me a lot closer to the game too.
Fair enough. And so a little bit off going into ABL, or are you aspiring to be one of the ABL umpires?
I think I'm a bit old for that, and probably a little way off that yet.
Never too old.
No, you've got guys like Connor coming through now on the ABL reserve panel, and you know he does a great job, and you know those guys are there. I think, you know, there's a lot of guys there in front of me, Jay Spurway, and a few other guys there. So yeah, look, if the chance comes, I'd love to do it.
I think in my opinion, if you work away consistently, honestly, and in a mature manner, it depends on how you umpire those games and where you get to in your local standings, if you like. Because most people don't understand that referees, umpires are all competitive within their organisation anyway. And at the end of the day, they all want, say, the first grade grand final.
Oh, exactly right.
And they want the plate. They don't want the field, you know.
Yeah.
So there is a pecking order in there that everyone aspires to, whether it be a referee, an umpire, or whatever, in whatever sport. It is actually competitive within the ranks of officials.
Correct. I mean, I was lucky enough last night to umpire the plate of the Women's B grade grand final last night between MacArthur and Greenway, which was a great game.
Yep.
Which MacArthur took away the win there last night. And also last Saturday I was fortunate enough to be on third base for the Women's A grade grand final as well.
Yeah, so there you go. You're involved at the top level in those two competitions, which is absolutely excellent. After the short amount of time you've been actually doing it.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm actually running third base today in the third grade grand final. So now it looks like we've got an intentional walk for Hayden Lyderopoulos, which loads the bases at Baulkham Hills. We've got pitcher Clayton Campbell up to bat.
Yeah, so danger time for the Riot Hawks, really. They desperately need to get some outs. There is one out only with loaded bases.
And Clayton Campbell's pretty clutch in this situation all the time. I've umpired a lot of the games between the Hills and Riot. One out for the catcher, and of course in the plate there as well.
Yeah, so poor Luke Livian, there's that. And That's difficult because that's one where it was set up and that run crosses. So row north, going north, crosses for another run on that loose pitch. So 2 runners on now still, with Libropoulos now standing at second and Maguire at third. Maguire's been a find in centre field, hasn't he? He's been a great player out there today.
Oh, look, Solomon I've known from my local club for years, from Castle Hill Club.
Yeah.
He's just been an outstanding talent all the way through. You know, as a coach, Corky's a coach perspective here, I'd love to have someone on my team that has the wheels that Solomon has at centre field. And you can just see the difference when he hits the ball, he gets hit up the middle. Some guys will just, you know, 3/4 away, jog and sprint up the line. But he actually puts his head down and really gets up that line and makes a big difference.
Yeah, he's 100% getting there, and he's been everywhere in the outfield today. It's been a pleasure to see him play.
Yeah, I was a play earlier in the game where, you know, he got that ball, I think it was towards left centre field, great catch, or right centre field, yeah, it was. It was a great catch making that play.
And you'd know most of these guys, James, coming from the Castle Hill and the Baulkham Hills side of things of life. But away from baseball, I believe that you've got another, because knowing full well that you volunteer at so many levels, and not just at sport, but you've got another thing that's going in your hat during the winter from the Castle Hill side of things.
You know, taking a step with coaching my kids' soccer team. And also manager the rugby side, so yeah, fair bit on the winter away from umpiring.
Clayton Campbell has just walked, so Baulkham Hills with loaded bases again. Coaching visit.
It looks like it's a pitching change. Matt O'Neill's gone straight to Connor, and he's going to make a change.
So Matt O'Neill's up there. They're going to bring someone
looks like
from
Jimmy,
the field
Jimmy
again.
Natai. Looks like he might come on the mound there. It looks like
not good for a 9 innings game.
No.
So it looks like we're going to have Livian go back to centre field, possibly. Looks like the second baseman, Johnston, is he second base, I believe?
Yeah.
Looks like he'll go across the shortstop with James Natai going to the mound.
And I made the reference a little bit earlier that apart from Harry Rockwell and Lex Treadles, everyone else has actually, all the other pitchers throughout the season have come from the field, which, and again, given that it's a 9-inning game, we had thought that yes, it was going to be 3-3-3-3, but like everything, you adapt to what's in front of you, and didn't quite go the way that manager O'Neill wanted it.
Oh, look, you do what you can as a coach in this situation. I know a few years ago when I coached Baulkham Hills third grade to a grand final, we played Manly, I think it was, and I actually had to bring Phil Hammer from behind the plate onto the mound to close the game off. So you do what you've got to do in the situation.
Yeah, Phil would have enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, that's Phil.
So again, it's baseball,
that's
all
right.
sport. So yeah,
You do what you've got to do.
that's it. So with your soccer and your league, or soccer and union?
Union.
Okay. So you've got all 3 sports covered for winter.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
and then you've got to find time to go and watch the gold and the black people.
That's right. Get out to Leichhardt Oval.
There you go. Done.
All right, so we're about to restart this game here. The change of pitcher for Ryde is Luke Livian has left the mound, and it is James Natai has come from shortstop to pitch and be the third pitcher for Ryde in this game. Loaded bases up there. They've scored 1 run in this bottom of the 7th inning so far, and on the Red Stitcher scoreboard it reads Baulkham Hills 4 runs, Ryde Hawks 0. They haven't been able to make an indent in their top half of the innings appearances yet, have the Ryde Hawks. They're waiting for a change of pitcher as well, but they're behind in the game here a little at the moment. By a fair bit of margin they've got to make up with only 2 innings left to play. It is a 9 innings game, so they haven't got a lot of time left to get their runs on the board, the Ryde Hawks. But Porcar still at the plate with loaded bases, and stepping in is Alex Renieri, the catcher.
And that's going to be foul into the Baulkham Hills bullpen, where it looks like there is a bit of action there now.
Not too far foul. That bullpen is pretty close to the foul line anyway. It's probably only, 15 feet.
Still a foul, Harry.
Foul line to the fence.
Previously, Josh Smith down there.
Previously it would have been catchable. So you think maybe Josh Smith, Paul?
Possibly, it looks like Josh.
Well, if it looks like Josh and it smells like Josh, then it'll probably be Josh.
don't know him that
A bit
well.
like the duck, isn't it? Looks like a duck, sounds like a duck.
It goes quack, quack.
Next pitch comes in and good strike on that one.
Yeah, fair call.
There you go.
That called him on.
Yeah, because you'll see it up on the replay on the screen.
James Nat-I gets that pitch in there now. Alex Ranieri.
Just in case you don't have those changes, Harrow, as we see this next pitch come in.
I don't have the fielding ones, but I do have the pitcher up there. Ranieri hasn't changed, still in order there.
Yeah, because it was 1 to 8,
Mm-hmm.
8 to 4, 6 to 1,
There we go.
and 4 to 6.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. That was in the stream that I left. Well done.
So, you're welcome. So that was for the bingo numbers at home.
For our viewers, that means that Andrew Johnston is the new shortstop. James Nat-I is the pitcher. And Luke Livian goes back to centre field. Nat-I having a good long look in there at his catcher for signals. Catcher still Jackson Heat. And Baulkham Hills really not under a lot of pressure here. They are the ones with loaded bases and also leading by 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th innings.
They just crack it straight open, potentially now.
There's a lot of young talent in this Baulkham Hills side that still can play under 18s for a couple of years. A lot of these guys are actually in New South Wales on the 16 state side.
Yeah, we just heard that off the president, and I did check that the ages were allowable to be playing in grade, as I do every year. This one's very shallow, right? Drops it over the back line, score 2, and under threat for 3. This one up, Cody, this one up. Wow, this game has really opened up now. Solomon Maguire left third base across home plate. Hayden Liberopoulos has crossed as well. They've scored 3 runs in this inning. Clayton Campbell now stands at third base in scoring position, and the runner on the corner there is Alex Ranieri. So runners on the corners for Baulkham Hills.
I think it's 1 out.
There is only 1 out here. Riley Watson is the only out registered so far in this bottom of the 7th. And stepping up to the plate now should be Nick Chappell, the first baseman. And Nick Chappell it is. Big swing there from Chappell, wants to go deep.
Doing a pretty good number from Baulkham Hills Club too, just saying.
44. Remember who wore that number, Paul?
Myself, actually.
I had to ask. I needed a public admission.
So did they retire it when you left the club?
Obviously not.
No. Before me was Trent Burnett, actually.
Okay. You know who wears that number for the LA Dodgers? I'll find out shortly. It'll be on my phone any minute now.
Yeah, guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Swing and a miss there from Chappell. So I think he's just been given the green light to make his own selections on batting here. 7-run lead, 7 runs to 0 on the Red Stitches scoreboard in the under-18s championship grand final game.
If you get the extra run.
There's 3 just scored.
No, 2 just scored.
Rowan North, Solomon Maguire and Hayden Liberopoulos have got scored. 2 just scored there. There was 1 before that,
You
Rowan
might
North.
actually score as one behind.
I think Rowan North scored. And there was 4 before that. Oh no, hang on, no, there was 3 before that. We scored 3, it is 6. No, it's 6. It was 3-0.
There's 3 scored this innings, yes, that's right.
Yeah, but there was 3 before that, it is 6.
Yeah.
Stand corrected, I thought it was 4 before this. I was
No,
counting
it's
Rowan North's one earlier. Why did I apologise?
Because you can. I'll actually hold you that one now.
Oh, look.
Yeah, it's going to be a close play. We'll be able to see it up on the replay.
They used to call me Nostradamus.
How many of those scored now, Harold? Please
7.
tell me.
Baulkham Hills lead right 7-0. I think I preempted that just a moment ago.
Yeah, same. Good call.
Thank you.
Not you, the umpire.
Oh. So Paul times 3, bringing you the broadcast from Blacktown International Sports Park, the under-18 championship grand final game. Baulkham Hills leading Ride by 7-0.
Or cubed.
We actually did last year at the Women's Nationals umpire game. There was myself, Paul Souter from South Australia, and also Paul Cardy from Victoria. So there was 3 Pauls running a game at the Nationals.
Excellent.
So when the manager comes out, so hey Paul, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
which one?
Yeah. It's quite funny.
So I think Ride might well be done in this game. They've got 2 more opportunities with the bat.
I wouldn't put anything past this Ride side. They're pretty good when they get their lines to get down.
Yeah, but they've had opportunities earlier in this game, Gainsey, and you just sort of see where they've actually, runner in scoring position, and they haven't even looked like trying to move him around.
Yeah, it's the execution hasn't been there, unfortunately.
The 7th inning, they had 3 batters come up, 3 batters out, just looking at strikes going over the plate. So something got missing there.
So that's
So
ball
it was
4.
a change of batter right there, wasn't it? Tom Pillow? No, Tom Pillow's still
four.
there.
Ball 4.
Yep.
Let's put runners in the corners.
Which means there's 2 out. Correct?
Correct.
Yes.
That pitch well and truly high, and it's tough for the kids to actually come through, and they've been in the field all day, and now they've got to go and take the mound, which makes it tough for them.
Sam Goldrich at the plate now with runners on the corners. Baulkham Hills leading by 7 runs to 0 over Ride Hawks, and Sam Goldrich is the 9th batter in this 7th inning. So through the lineup here in the bottom of the 7th, with Winch taking control of the paperwork and microphones. On the mound, James Matai for Ride, for those that have just tuned in. Runner goes. For those that have tuned in for the 3rd grade grand final championship game, we are running about 90 minutes behind here due to the rain overnight, and this under-18s game scheduled to start at 11 a.m. actually got underway at 12:30 p.m. Enjoy these last few innings of under-18s baseball though. Brought to you by Sports Broadcasting Australia, the Summer of Baseball broadcast team.
Next one just fouled off behind plate. I think that's 0-2. No, 2-2. All the 2s. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 off.
That's a lot of 2s, P-Mac. What gives here? It's the 2-2 pitch. Nothing, another ball. That fills the count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes on the batting of Sam Goldrich. This game has really slowed down in this bottom of the 7th inning. Strikes out just Goldrich. Talking about standing strikes, he had a long look at that one. 3 out now for Baulkham Hills through 9 batters in the bottom of the 7th innings. But they do add to their scoreboard another 4 runs. So on the Red Stitches scoreboard, after 7 innings from Blacktown International Sports Park in the under-18s grand final, it is Baulkham Hills 7, Ride no runs. And welcome back to the Summer of Baseball broadcast from Blacktown International Sports Park, where we head to the top of the 8th inning. A ride leading off through Cameron Duffield, their third baseman. Is there a change? Maybe a pitch hitter in here? No, it's Duffield. It is Cameron Duffield in there now. Change of pitcher for Baulkham Hills. On the mound, coming from centre field, it is Solomon Maguire. Coming in from centre field to pitch. A few other fielding rearrangements. Tom Pello has moved from left field to centre field. Sam Goldrich from right field to left field. And in right field, it is Alex Pello in position 9. And of course, leaving the game, Clayton Campbell. So Duffield out on that play. BMAC bringing you all the shots and the camera angles, and you'll see that play there from shortstop to first base, nicely fielded and well and truly out. Nice neat baseball. The 6 for 3 out brings up the first out on rides. Cameron Duffield, third baseman, 1 up and 1 down in the top of the 8th innings. It brings to the plate Hamish Lambert. No, it doesn't. It brings up a replacement number 91.
Looks like it's Louis back.
Yep, Louis back, batting .321.
Okay, well, good stats to come into a game with. And he's back comes into this game in the top of the 8th inning. .91, his first appearance at the plate. Against a tall strike outside edge. Two balls, 1 strike on back. Time called by the umpire.
Looks like we've got 2 different sleeve lengths. Connor's gone to Solomon and said one or the other.
Yep. He's corrected the left one, brought it down, that black undershirt sticking out of the sleeve. Well picked up by plate umpire Connor Casey. Louis back at the plate now. Ball missing outside, probably a little low.
And Jonesy, with your umpiring hat on at the moment, how have the players actually treated you? You know, given that you've come from a playing point of view, then to coaching, and now you're in the umpiring, have players treated you with respect, or have you earned their respect? Back
Walks, base on balls, ride, get a runner on.
Yeah, Paul, they have. It's been great actually. I was a bit, as I said earlier, a bit concerned when I first started, and but actually the players have been great. Even some of the players I didn't really see eye to eye with. Looks like a change there for ride in the batting box.
3.
Mitchell Steer. Mitchell Steer coming into the game.
Thank you, P-Mac.
So yeah, a couple of guys I didn't see eye to eye with them sometimes, and yeah, probably that's changed a lot. See it from a different perspective.
You enjoy the game more as an umpire?
I've always enjoyed the game, regardless, even as player, coach, and even as umpire. But you probably concentrate more on the game, a lot more on the game as an umpire than you do as a player. Your coach and your umpire probably concentrates a lot more on the game than you do as a player. When you're out there in the field, you're concentrating. When you're not batting, sometimes you lose that concentration for a little bit, but as an umpire, you do concentrate a lot.
And I'm guessing you haven't made a bad call yet.
Oh, look, I've made some bad calls. I've made some good calls. Everyone's human. So, yeah, I have. And, I'm the first to admit that. You know, and I will admit that today.
I just think it's great that you've actually, because we struggle to get umpires. So to see Mitchell Steer go down in 3 strikes.
There goes down swinging, Paul, and put up a bit of a battle but couldn't make any contact. That brings up the second out on the Ride Hawks here in the top of the 8th inning. Not many opportunities left for Ride. They've got
4 outs.
4 outs left in their bucket. That should take us back to the top of the order with Andrew Johnston.
Four, yep.
And on hill here. Solomon Maguire coming in from centre field to take his place on the mound for Baulkham Hills. Doing a worthy job. One popped up foul will go over the back of the first base grandstand.
One of the MacArthur Orioles will pick it up and probably put it in their ball. Back.
Cheap ball.
Actually, a bit of news coming out of the umpiring ranks for the winter season. Paul, you may not know, but a certain head coach of Cronulla, Andrew Azzopardi, is joining umpiring ranks for winter.
Really?
Yep.
That will be interesting.
So, as it's coming on,
A good throw out there by Baulkham Hills. And I think it was the catcher, was it not? Alex Granieri retrieving that one. We'll watch the replay here internally on the screen. And it gets that ball straight up the line to his first baseman.
Plenty of time.
But plenty of time there. Got him out easily. And that was Johnston, the third out here on the Ride Hawks in the top half of the 8th inning, and that shuts down the attack of the Ride Hawks for one more dig. No score on the board by Ride, and after 7.5 innings, it is Baulkham Hills 7, leading Ride Hawks 0 on the Red Stitches scoreboard.
Yeah, so you actually just touched on that, Jonesy, as far as, so are there many more players that are actually coming back in or starting to do a bit more umpiring, or are the ranks filling? Or
there's 2 former players out there now. Jason Spurway is a former catcher for the Baulkham Hills Club.
Certainly.
And Connor, of course, played for Cronulla. You also got Matty Saunders as well, former ABL catcher. He's in the umpiring ranks as well. And you've got young players as well that not necessarily playing grade as yet, but like young Jonah out there that plays the game as a junior, and he, really coming on leaps and bounds.
Yeah. That's good. And yeah, if I remember correctly, Milton or Jason's dad, he used to do a little bit of park umpiring.
Yeah, Mildy also was the announcer, wasn't he, for the old Sydney Metro?
Yeah. So he did a little bit of work down there. And
Mildy still gets out and watches Jason umpire. He loves it.
Yeah, good on him.
Talking of that, I might have to go and get ready.
Oh, yes, because you're doing 3rd grade. Okay, well, we do thank you very much for your time and a little bit of an insight as an umpiring point of view in the State Baseball League. And thanks, Jonesy.
Thanks very much, guys.
Thanks, Paul. And back here on the field, we've got Ride Hawks taking the field now and getting ready for the bottom of the 8th inning. And we'll just reconfirm the Baulkham Hills lineup. Looks like we're down to Rowan North here in the 9th position, batting 9th position, but he will be leading off, I believe. And he'll be followed to the plate by Solomon Maguire. Just rechecking the Ride defensive lineup to see if there are any changes there. It appears that Ewan Nay is now the first baseman. Has come from right field to first base in this bottom of the 8th. That's the first one I've got to. We'll just check. Pitching is James Natai, still there. I think that might be there's a difference in right field. I think we might have already picked that up though. No, we have centre field changed. Luke Livian went back out again. Right field, I'm unsure. See if we can pick that up. There is a change at first base though.
Yeah, there's plenty of changes here, Harrow, and I'm just getting them passed through the window, so I'll just give them to you very shortly.
So we go to Rowan North at the plate now for Baulkham Hills. At least we know that much for certain. And the pitcher, James Natai. Called strike there. From Natai to North.
There we go. Sam Lee for Jake Dargan and Justin Byers for Duffield.
Sam Lee. Dargan. And that's him out. The lead off is out Rowan North. Struck out. For Baulkham Hills, a 1 up, 1 down here, bottom of the 8th inning. That brings to the plate Solomon Maguire back to the top of the order for Baulkham Hills. So Maguire has done an excellent job for Baulkham Hills today. In centre field and on the pitching mound. He's crossed the plate twice for 2 runs. He got a double to 8 to lead off the game. And he got a run there as well. So Maguire has crossed the plate 3 times today for 3 of the 7 runs for Baulkham Hills. Gets ground ball up to the second baseman this time, leaves it on the ground, tries to recover, won't make it, he'll be safe. Maguire runs that one out. The second baseman, Andrew Johnston, could not find the handle on that ball. No, it's not Johnston, it's number 71 out there for Ryde at second base.
Justin Byers.
Justin Byers.
He came in for Duckfield.
Okay. Duckfield. Okay. And he's gone to second base.
That was where I was going to give you all of the number changes, because everyone changed
The players beat us to it. And here we go now. At the plate we've got Maguire is on base, and that should be Riley Watson.
That was almost a pork. Wow, that's quite interesting. He asked for time,
Riley Watson having a discussion, he didn't get it in time. That's called a bit of bad luck. Timing.
Exactly.
Wire on for Baulkham Hills. 1 runner on. They lead this game by 7-0. Let's see what Watson can do. There's one out here in the bottom of the 8th inning, nearing the end of the game. It's about 2:45 here in Sydney.
That's paperwork.
30th of March. Gee whiz, April on Monday. We're looking forward to that. It will be April on Monday. See, mate?
4 months already gone in this year.
Is it?
It will be.
After April.
Correct.
3 months already gone this year.
Just feels like it.
Righto, back to the action. Riley Watson. After his discussion about time and walking and everything else, it's up to Watson now with the bat. Oh, Natai on the mound for Ryde. That one's fouled off over the fence. Down the first base side. Pace of the game has slowed down somewhat as positional players get replacements put into the field, and Ryde trying to make adjustments to try and do something with this game, but I fear they may well be out of time. Watson backed up on that pitch on the inside from Natai. James Natai, the 3rd pitcher used by Ryde this afternoon. First pitcher, of course, went deep into the game. That was Peter Renouf. He was replaced for a short time by Luke Olivian, and then now James Natai on the mound will finish the game, I suspect. Called strike on Watson.
Yeah, and Peter Renouf, he actually did a very good job on the hill, Harrow. And I think that the stats probably don't do him much justice.
I honestly think it took him 2 innings to warm up.
Correct.
And that should be done before the game. Before the first pitch, he should be sweating. Should be ready. That's my humble opinion.
Well, and we've seen and we've seen enough games regularly where the pitchers aren't necessarily as warm as they could be.
Correct, and the Baulkham Hills bats did come out firing. Ryde on the other hand, walks now. Watson walks, base on balls.
And unfortunately, you cannot defend walks. And again, we're late in the game. We've had fielders coming into the mound after they've been standing in the field or doing work in be it centre field, be it shortstop. So again, it just makes it really difficult to, from a management point of view or game management as well.
Absolutely. For those that have just tuned in, this is the Under-18s Championship Grand Final game. And the 3rd grade Grand Final Championship game to follow this one, probably about 30 minutes after, we suspect. Start of today's play was running late due to overnight weather, so we're running 90 minutes late when the Under-18s game started.
Pitch is high and inside for a ball.
Third grade game was originally slated to start at 2:30.
2:30.
Probably be more like 3:30, I suspect, at this stage. So we may have made up 30 minutes. Is the good news.
Good news.
Oh, big swing and a miss there from the number 78.
Big.
Is that Josh Smith, we believe, isn't it?
No, that's Hayden Liberopoulos.
Oh, 78? Oh, sorry.
That's from
78.
Baulkham Hills.
I had it as 18 or 78. Bit of a mixture.
Pitcher just sort of unsure of the signals that are coming through.
Just steadying himself.
Now everybody resets with runs at first and second for Baulkham Hills, and Hayden Liberopoulos in the batting box and stands there and takes the strike. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And Baulkham convincingly leading this game at the moment.
Interesting with Baulkham Hills lineup, they only have 2 reserve players listed on their lineup.
Okay.
Baulkham Hills coach, third base Les Stockdale, of course, making sure this team gets the game done, so to speak. And he walks. Walks. Base on ball, so back-to-back walks. This just isn't working well for Ryan at all. Baulkham Hills go to loaded bases for the 3rd time this afternoon. Wow, tough day at the office, one might say. Albeit a grand final championship game.
A little bit of a chat on the mound.
Yep, at the completion of this game, we will be taking a short broadcast break, possibly leaving cameras operating so you can see players and teams warming up, or not.
No.
We will have to reset.
Yeah, I've got to reset everything.
There's a slight delay in broadcast audio over video, we believe of about 6 seconds or so. We'll attempt to reset to get all of that organised yet again. All right, back to the action here. Coaching visit is finished. The number 31 at the plate is Alex Pello. Tom Pello's brother, of course. Alex Pello in there now. And we'll see what he can do for his first appearance. It's the bottom of the 8th inning. We have at least the top of the 9th inning to play.
Well and truly, it's certainly picked up this afternoon.
Absolutely it has. And he gets right up on strike, Alex Pello. So, KC, strike 3 brings up the 2nd out. The first out was the lead-off, actually, Rowan North, way back. Seems to be quite a long time ago. So 2 out now for Baulkham Hills. Loaded bases remain. Coming to the plate is the catcher, Alex Ranieri. These fellas will be able to celebrate after this game very soon, I'm sure. And went round with the bat on his shoulder, but he did follow through. Deemed to have attempted to hit the ball. So Ranieri, 1 strike on him now. Pitching of James Matai for right. Changes pace on that, tries to drop it through the zone, but missed well outside. The walk off the back of the mound there just to try and regroup himself. Reset the mechanism, as they say, and start again. The very strong winds coming up here now at Blacktown International Sports Park. Two balls, 1 strike. Here's the 2-1 pitch. coming from Natai to Ranieri. Pitch comes through now and misses on the inside edge. Loaded bases and the runners all getting a bit antsy up there. Moving around like they've got ants in their pants. They're ready to go. They're just waiting for a pitch to hit, something to happen. And there it is now. Down the line, goes foul down the third base side. Fills the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We will be going into the night, as I said, the 3rd grade grand final championship game will not be starting before 3:30. That's not the official word, but there's normally at least half an hour break between games.
Ball 4.
And ball 4 that walks in a run. Ranieri walks to first base. Maguire will cross for an additional run for Baulkham Hills. Riley will move to third base. That's Riley Watson. And Hayden Liberopoulos will move to second base with Ranieri at first. So still loaded bases and another visit to the mound. Matt O'Neill, head coach, and umpire trying to indicate the changes. The relief pitcher coming from
First base, possibly.
first base, by the look of that. Because last time I looked, Ewan May, who went to first base from right field.
Possibly not.
No. Nay is moving to another fielding position. No, he's coming off Nay. Let's have a look what's going on. 41, Bass Matthews.
Oh, yeah, Sebastian Matthews, yeah, because I was just looking here.
He's heading to the field.
Well, he is one of their pitchers, regular pitchers.
He's not pitching this time. Excuse me.
He has a ERA of 3. Unless it was the third baseman.
Looks to be number 40, Peter.
Number 40.
Another look. There's a 0 on the back, I know that much. You just need to turn around a little bit.
Could it be a 6-0
Could be.
for Lex Travels?
Could be.
Hang on a sec, I'll see if I can pick it up on
Just
here.
leading.
There we go. We can just pick it up on there.
60 it is.
60 it is. So that's Lex Travels. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. Yeah, he's thrown 7 1/3 of an inning.
Okay. In
Regular season.
the 8th inning.
2 out. And of course, there's a lot of defensive changes associated with this as well.
Yes, Connor Casey, the plate umpire, indicated there were several
6
infield
to 1.
changes. I think they've gone everywhere. And I'm pretty sure the first base has been given back to Bass Matthews. Unless he walked off to do something else, I don't know. He walked off and walked back. I don't know where he'd gone though. He changed gloves. I think he went back to the dugout to get his first baseman's glove. This one gets lifted deep at the left field side by the number 44, Nick Chappell. And he is out on a fly ball and nothing else matters. That is the third out.
Yeah, he's done his job. 1 pitch, 1 out. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Nick Chappell out on a fly ball to 7. And that shuts down the Baulkham Hills attack in the bottom of the 8th inning. Not until after they add 1 more run in the bottom of the 8th inning. And on the Red Stitches scoreboard, after 8 innings completed at Blacktown International Sports Park in the New South Wales State League Baseball Championship game, grand final of under 18s, the score is Baulkham Hills 8, Ryde 0 on the Red Stitches scoreboard. And welcome back to the action at Blacktown International Sports Park, where James Natai steps up to the plate now. And we will await that first pitch to Natai. And now for Baulkham Hills, of course. Here's their number 57, Solomon Maguire. Doing a good job through the innings that he's been up there. So it's called strike on that one. And Natai steps back in again with no balls, 2 strikes. And Natai gets something going here for Ryde. It is the top of the 9th inning and the last chance hotel for Ryde Hawks. They're 3 outs away from a significant defeat on the scoreboard. As you can see, Baulkham Hills 8 leading Ryde 0 on the Red Stitches scoreboard.
But Harrow, although the scoreboard does say 8-0, Ryde have definitely been in the game for the first 5 innings.
They've been competitive but haven't been able to cross the stripe and do any damage to the scoreboard, if you like.
I think it was about the 6th inning where Baulkham Hills started to actually creep ahead. They picked up a couple.
They picked up 1 in the 6th and then they picked up 4 in the 7th.
Yeah.
There was a massive crash there.
And whether or not it was just the pitching of Peter Renouf, it just plateaued out and started to drop off.
Yep.
And yeah, as we just see this pitch, it's fouled off, well and truly down the right field side of things. So it brings the count to 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And Ryde have been chasing the scoreboard ever since the first inning, where they were 2-0 behind. They've been chasing the scoreboard instead of just playing their natural game. It's always difficult though, it's a grand final.
Absolutely.
Coaches work hard, players work hard. They have highs and lows during the game.
That's it, because you have those other things that, emotions that sort of kick in, and muscle memory sort of gets a little bit lost.
High pitch there out of the zone on Natai.
Yeah, so that should take it to full.
So Natai in there again now, looking for this next pitch from Maguire.
Oh, way outside.
And walk. So Maguire issues the walk there, and that's Natai at first. So Ryde with a runner on, and at the plate it will be Luke Livian. Luke Livian stepping in now, tall figure there. As I said, between these 2 games, we will have a short broadcasting break of about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the rescheduling. Just gone, coming up to 5 minutes past 3 here in Sydney.
And these guys have been playing for 2.5 hours, Aaron.
They have, yeah. They've been rocking it along pretty well, really, for a 9-inning game, under 18s, that don't normally play 9 innings. So it is Livian at the plate now, Luke Livian. And another one way high out of the zone in that case.
Far too high.
So 1-1 the count there, you can see on the screen from plate umpire Connor Casey, who's done an excellent job during this 9 innings of baseball. None out here. Second batter at the plate. 1 on first base in the form of James Natai for Ryde Hawks. And pitcher for Baulkham Hills, Solomon Maguire. A great view of the field there across the left field side, but on the right field side and heading for a ball. Cannot catch it. Out of sync, P-Mac. I must have looked the wrong way up.
You did, absolutely.
Watch this pitch. That's all I can say. Strong in there around home plate. So we, you may have noticed we need to adjust our third base side camera, but the first base side camera gives us a nice right-hand side view of the field, looking out to the left side from centre.
And now with 2 on, it's going to be number 41.
Bass, that's Bass.
That's Sebastian, yeah.
Bass Matthews.
So Sebastian Matthews comes in.
We've got Livian at first base. And we've got Natai at second base.
As time is called, and they just have a little bit of a chin wag between pitcher and catcher, just to make sure they get the signals right before they throw the first pitch to Sebastian.
They certainly do. They'll be ready for him any moment now as they go back and reset. Every now and then you see those strong gusts of swirling wind right around home plate. So, I'll tell you what, if they're looking for an MVP of this grand final, I reckon they can't go past Solomon Maguire. It's got to be him or Clayton Campbell. One or the other.
Yep.
Campbell or Maguire. Maguire. Campbell for his pitching and Maguire for his all-round game.
That's right, and it's all-round game. As you see, that pitch is just fouled right back to the back net. Need more weights, Harry.
More weights. We'll get more weights. I'll close the windows and doors. That's what I'll do because the wind's coming straight through our broadcast booth.
So that pitch just down in the zone. Probably hear a little bit of the background noise of the crowd that's still here. So they're all the parents and family members that have been here since early.
And of course that crowd's been building recently because the third grade supporters are coming in. The under 18 supporters are here for the back end of the game, no doubt whatsoever. And especially with Ryde, we've got 2 teams back to back. The 18s are playing now. Third grade will take over the same dugout.
And there we go, strike 3 called on.
Number 82 on deck. I think that might be Sam Lee on deck and Bass Matthews.
And Sebastian Matthews goes down on the strikes.
To bring up the first out here in the top of the 9th inning.
Yep.
With 2 runners on for Ryde. And I think it would be Jake Lee.
Yeah, Jake. Sam Lee.
Sam Lee, sorry.
Sam Lee, yeah.
Replacing Jake Duggan.
Going truly outside. As you can see there, the umpire, 1-1.
Jake Lee stepping in there again now, ready to go. 2 outs away from winning this grand final, the Baulkham Hills Kookaburras of the under 18s State League Baseball.
And a big swing and a miss there from Lee. So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And let's see what Lee can do here.
Well, he's got a runner
And
at
he
first.
moved runners around. Well, on that pitch he can't.
So job to do if they actually want to actually hang around for a little bit longer and try and prolong the what, and no disrespect intended, but it is the inevitable. 8 runs in front. There's no reason why Baulkham should actually lose this game.
Loose ball, wild pitch behind the catcher there. Wild pitch moves runners around now. And Lee still wait patiently at home track. So 2 runners in scoring position for Ryde. Sam Lee still there. See what can be offered up here. And nothing at that pitch. Pitcher, of course, Solomon Maguire. We mentioned him earlier. Mentioned him several times in this top of the 9th inning. Which comes in.
A little bit on the inside grubber. If it's fair, it's been called fair.
Gets back to ball and Natai crosses for a run for Ryde. First run of the game for the Ryde Hawks.
Makes it
Beats it out at first base.
Very good. So that means first run across the plate for the right Hawks.
Yep, runners at first and second, 1 run scored. There's Lex Trattles batting. Was it? Yeah, I don't know. Let's just double check this. I think it's Trattles batting for Ewan May.
And that one hits right back up the middle there. Parade.
That's good arm, Peter.
Yep.
Trattles in there for Ewan May. At the moment, of course, Trattles came on to pitch. That one goes foul down the third base side. We might have to get a broadcast booth out the back somewhere. Just use monitors.
Could do.
Good. Good fans.
Well,
It's a producer and a director. Look out, that one comes straight back up the middle there from Traddles. And gets safely on base. Nothing else there. Traddles gets to first, it moves Lee around to second.
Yep. So that should be first, second, and third. That should be loaded.
Livian at third base, loaded bases for the Ride Hawks. And is this the number 11? Is that Justin Byers? Number 11 for the Ride Hawks.
71.
71.
Number 71.
I'm having troubles with my 7s and 1s.
71 is Justin Byers. Yep.
'71 at
Yeah,
the plate.
71 at the plate. So he's actually still there. And in the on deck, it's number 91, Louis Back. So, and,
Yeah, 71 gets rung up there on strike. So 71 is Justin Byers down on strikes.
And that,
Not happy.
No, not happy, but it should bring to the plate 91 because he was
Louis
in the on
Back.
deck. Louis Back.
Really back.
But looks like there might be a pitching change as well there, Harry.
With 2 out, I doubt it, in the grand final.
Well, it looks like there might be, and they're just saying, yeah, well, there we go. We've just seen that the manager actually signalled to the pen.
Okay.
So he has made the sign.
One player to get 1 out. Number 50 comes to the mound.
Josh Smith.
Josh Smith. There he goes. He was in the bullpen a while ago.
Correct. So he should be well and truly warm.
He's been brought in to get the last out of the game. So he must have done a good job all season. This is a bit of a reward for him, I would suggest.
Well, I can actually tell you, I've got his stats in front here. He has an ERA of 3.98. He has a 4-2 win-loss. Appeared in 8 games, started in 8. Thrown 31 2/3. Given up 31 hits, 23 ones.
Maguire might have also had a pitch count limitation to go back to the
29 strikeouts.
already come off. I'm not sure. So maybe to do with numbers as well. But there are 2 out here in the top of the 9th inning. Baulkham Hills have 1 out to get to win this championship game grand final. Now approaching 3:15 in the afternoon.
Sydney time, of course.
Of course.
Well, no, knowing where you come from.
3 passing across the border team back in Queensland. Beautiful Queensland. What did they say? Perfect one day?
1 hour and 20 years behind.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, yeah, sorry, my mistake. It's only 10.
What I'm saying was I know he didn't attempt to swim.
Yeah, well, he hasn't finished his warm-up yet. That's why it was
I'm only recently a Queenslander, so I don't know everything about Queensland just yet, but I'm learning fast.
door open there. I'm not going to go with it.
I was waiting for you to kick it in.
No.
Don't forget Longhy's listening.
Yeah, I know.
If he's not, he'll watch it on replay.
Yeah. He didn't come back with number 44 for the Dodgers.
No, maybe there is no number 44 for the Dodgers.
There you go. So, and there's the first pitch. That's in there for strike one. It's actually come down. And we're going to see that Josh Smith will probably have a job to do there and try and shut it down. He's got one batter, and Baulkham Hills only need one out. So, as you can see, that pitch high with Chet Swin held.
Let's see how Smith can go here with those bats on the batting of
Next pitch is
Louis back.
Louis back. Yeah, Louis back is in there, so he's got 1 ball, 2 strikes.
and an opportunity.
And yeah, great opportunity there to actually see what is going to transpire. And swinging blind. There we go, Harry.
And it's a strikeout for Louis back. Baulkham Hills win this grand final game, the championship game that ends the season of under-18s here from the Blacktown International Sports Park. The Red Sticky scoreboard reads that Baulkham Hills 8 runs, Ride Hawks 1. 8 to Baulkham Hills, 1 to the Ride Hawks. It's been a massive game, being as it started. We're just looking for that start time. I think it's just been announced here, 3:45, so 30 minutes before the next game. And congratulations to the Baulkham Hills Club and also to Ride for putting in a good contest. The scoreboard, as we said, doesn't really indicate it.
No.
Ride were able to eke those runs out, and Baulkham Hills were able to get those runs out. Ride just couldn't get back to the ball. If they did, they lifted them into fly balls. As often happens in a game, you don't get the gaps, you get the fielders.
That's it, and just sort of you have a look there at the box score. Ride Hawks, 1 run off 7 hits, didn't concede any errors on the other side of the coin. Baulkham Hills, 8 runs off 9 hits and no errors conceded. But what was more crucial was that Baulkham Hills, they jumped out of the blocks really early. They got 2 runs, shut the Ride Hawks down, and just kept their momentum swinging the way that they wanted to and controlled the game well and truly, Harrow.
Absolutely, B-Mac. We're going to have to go. We have some work to do before the next broadcast.
Absolutely.
Which is the 3rd grade championship game grand final. That will be starting in just under 30 minutes time, about 25 minutes time, and we'll get to that game. So tune in again, of course, to this same channel you've been watching. Tell your friends and family, tune in for the 3rd grade game between the Ride Hawks and the MacArthur Orioles. And in the meantime, you've been listening to the Summer of Baseball team, Paul McCulloch and myself, Paul Harradine. Come back again in about 25 minutes and we'll bring you all of the action for the 3rd grade grand final series.
See ya.